you futzing with?
Okay. Hello, today's Sunday, November 14, 2021. My name is Hazel Tyson-Krieger, and I'm interviewing my grandfather, Kenneth Krieger. Good morning, Grandpa.
Good morning, Hazel.
Tell me, do you have a nickname?
Yeah, you can call me Grandpa or you can call me Kenny.
When were you born?
I was born in June 1946, 75 years ago,
And where were you born?
in New York City in a hospital.
Who was the first person to come to America in your family and why?
I don't really know, but I know my grandfather, Philip Klein, my mother's father, came in around 1914 by boat. He was very young. He lied about his age. And he had apprenticed in Hungary as a tailor. And when he got to New York, he got a job tailoring in a business, I guess, not his own, but he was working for somebody.
And who are your parents and what were their names?
Well, my parents were Sylvia and Philip Krieger, and
How did your parents earn a living?
well, they both graduated from college just before World War II, or right there, and my father worked in the Army Signal Corps as a civilian engineer, and they were developing radar and electronics communications equipment at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey. And my mother, Sylvia, worked in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. I'm not sure what exactly she was doing, but she was there during the war,
Cool.
World War II.
Describe how you celebrated Jewish holidays when you were a child. And did you celebrate any other holidays?
Well, mostly we celebrated Passover. We had dinners, and I don't remember any prayers going on. We celebrated Hanukkah, and we celebrated other holidays, Thanksgiving. We also celebrated Christmas. It was a national holiday, and we had a little Christmas tree, and we got gifts when I was a little kid.
Did you have a bar mitzvah ceremony? And if so, what was it like?
Yeah, I was bar mitzvahed in 1959 when I was 13. And since I didn't like school, I didn't like Hebrew school, I didn't like anything. I worked hard though, and I learned my Haftarah. I was fortunate I only had to do half because there were so many kids at that time, the post-World War II baby boomers that we were a leading edge of. There were so many kids getting bar mitzvahed that I only had to do half the Haftarah that I had, which was a very long one. And the other boy with me did the other half, so it made life a little easier for me.
Lucky. When you were a teenager, did you have any special celebrations?
Well, when I was a teenager, we celebrated mainly birthdays and the holidays like Thanksgiving and so forth. We had friends come over for dinner sometimes. My parents had a cousins club that would meet every now and again. We used to go out on picnics with the cousins club, now that I remember, and used to even go on a fishing trip every summer. We had a lot of fun with that.
Where did you go to school?
I went to school at the Polytechnic Institute of Brooklyn. At that time, it was a really good engineering school, and it's now part of NYU. But I graduated there in 4 years.
Neat. Can you tell me one story about your 5th or 6th grade year?
I don't know why you want to hear about my 5th or 6th grade year. Like I said, I didn't like school very much. But one thing I do remember, on a positive note anyhow, in 6th grade is that the teacher didn't want to have anything to do with me and my friend Jeffrey Burke. And we were both working on a science project in the corner of the room for months at a time, and really didn't have to bother frequently with the regular classroom work. So that was pretty good.
What assignment did you work on for months?
When? What assignment? When?
You said when you were sitting.
It was a science project. I don't remember what. I think we were making a little electric motor to run on a battery, and making a windmill or something like that run out of it.
Cool. Did you enjoy doing it?
Yeah, I liked little projects like that, whether it was science project or even art projects or um, I used to enjoy gardening with my mother. She always had me digging holes for another plant in our yard. That was fun.
Yeah. Tell us about getting married and starting a family. What was your first job?
Well, your mom and I had known each other for 10 years and we decided to get married. And we had two girls. One was your mama, Kimmy, and then we had your Aunt Becky. And we were both working at the time. Your mother took some time off to take care of the kids, but I was also taking care of the kids during the day when she was going to law school at night. And when we first got married, she was a teacher at Blythedale Children's Hospital. And she left there to start law school at night. And I was working at that time at Sikorsky Aircraft. I worked a lot of different engineering jobs. I started off initially when I got out of school at a General Dynamics shipyard in Quincy, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Then I started working at Grumman Aerospace on the lunar module. I had little projects to do there. Then I worked for Grandpa Phil for a while. My father, Phil, your great-grandpa, in his business, I helped him for a year. Then I got a job at Sikorsky Aircraft on helicopter projects. And I had a lot of different jobs. I went to Fairchild Republic on Long Island, worked on the A-10 aircraft. Then I went to Bolt Technology in Norwalk, Connecticut. And that's how we wound up living in Norwalk, and that we bought a house in Norwalk. And I worked there at Bolt for 6 years. Then I went on to work at Mini Grip in Orangeburg, New York. Mini Grip makes the little Ziploc plastic bags, but not the Ziploc brand, but the ones with the red stripe on them. Those are Mini Grip bags, and they're used by a lot of different companies. And so forth and so on. I had a lot of different engineering jobs. I kept on doing different things. Worked at Avco Light Combing, at Pratt and Whitney. Where else did I go next? Nash Engineering back here in Norwalk again. And then I went to Graphite Metallizing in Yonkers, New York. Stay awake, kid. I know it's boring. A lot of different jobs. And I had a lot of different interesting projects in those places. But when I decided I didn't like it anymore, I went on to another job. And the last job I had, I worked for the company Graphite Metallizing in Yonkers, and that was a really good place to work, and I enjoyed that. That was dealing with customers and technical service and so forth like that, taking orders from customers and helping them out.
Did anyone in your family serve in the military during a war? If so, please explain.
Well, as I said, Grandpa, my father, your great-grandpa, Philip Krieger, worked as a civilian engineer with the Army during World War II. And that's I guess, what got him the knowledge and got him interested in working with electronics equipment, and he started his own business after World War II and had a business in downtown Brooklyn called Brooklyn Telephone Supply. And then it turned into Metro Tel Corporation, and then they got bought up by Grow Chemical Company and so forth. So things keep moving around, but
So he
that's how it
didn't
works.
exactly serve in the military, but he participated in the war effort?
Right, he was in the war effort, basically. Uh-huh.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I have a lot of different hobbies, but my family and grandkids are number one. But I enjoy motorcycling with friends of mine. We meet every Sunday morning. We go out to lunch frequently. We have breakfast together. We go on trips. We go away for 2 or 3 day weekends in various places, upstate New York, or even down in West Virginia, or New Hampshire. And we enjoy riding around and seeing the sights in those areas. But I also like gardening. I'm always planting. We have a lot of house plants too that I enjoy working with.
Yeah. What inventions have amazed you most during your lifetime, and why?
What was that again?
What inventions have amazed you most in your lifetime?
Oh,
and
inventions
why?
that amaze me. Yeah, well, when I went to school, we used what's called the slide rule, and I showed you how one worked. It was just two pieces of wood with scratches on them to help you multiply or divide big numbers together. So the amazing inventions that replaced that were the pocket calculator, pocket size calculator, and then later on the cell phone. Those are amazing. I mean, we went from when I was growing up, telephones where we didn't even have a dial tone. You just pick up the phone, and the operator would come on and say, "Number, please," and we would give her a number, and she had to plug you in someplace to get that number. And we went to rotary dial phones. So you used to the
That
number
is-
in, and then we had beep 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 beep, digital type phones, and then finally we got cell phones. So I've seen this whole turnover in equipment
Yeah.
knowledge, and I mean it's been interesting from that standpoint.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for future generations?
What do I do? What?
What advice do you have for future
Advice?
generations? Yeah.
Keep your eyes and ears open. Look out for your family. Take good care of them. Be a good person. But as Yogi Berra was once quoted, you can see an awful lot just by looking. And I highly advise that. Keep your eyes open. Watch what's going on. Think about things. Engage your brain before you open your mouth so you don't say anything mean or silly. And do your schoolwork. Do your homework. It's important. In the end, you'll be a better, smarter, healthier, wiser person for it.